Well, okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to this CTFO Zoom event. My name is Adam Levy from Canton, Connecticut. So glad you could all join us here today. We got a lot of great stuff to cover, and some really great people are going to be sharing some of their thoughts and what's been happening in their CTFO businesses. So let's get right into it. Let's see if I can just share my screen here real quick, and we'll get it going. Fantastic. All right, all right, all right. Get this going here. There's always something crazy you got to do on these things. Okay, here we go. All right, fantastic. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We got a lot of great things to cover. If you're listening in for the very first time, we're glad you could join us. It's a very exciting time to be involved in CTFO. We are really dominating the industry today of CBD. We are the leader in the space, and we have really got some amazing things that have just been launched and are about to launch that we're going to share with you tonight. I've got some great special guests that are going to be on. But first, let's just talk really quickly about the CBD hemp and CBD oil industry itself. This past year, or 2019, really on schedule this year to do about $1 billion in sales, which is pretty exciting. You can kind of get a sense. CBD is kind of everywhere. You're getting to hear a lot of noise about it. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of confusion. And we're here to clear that up for a lot of people and give them something real. The Farm Bill was signed into law a little less than a year ago. It was actually last December, which made it federally legal in all 50 states to market and to ship CBD. The estimate for 2022 is that it's going to be a $22 billion industry. So I want you to think about that for a second. Forbes is talking about that, and it's like 40 times growth in just the next couple of years. We throw these big numbers around, but if you think about 40 times growth, what industry are you currently in today, or could you possibly be in today that's going to grow 40 times in the next 3 years? And that does some amazing things for an opportunity. It gives you the ability to compress time and really create some leverage for yourself over the next few years. It's also estimated that 80% of that growth will be in North America. So it's happening around the world, but it's definitely happening big time here. CTFO, back in 2015, they started out, they were a weight loss company with a copyrighted pay plan. It's a free business model, free websites, and it had the potential to go viral. And that month, right before they switched over to CBD products, they were doing in December of 2017, maybe around 39,000 in total volume for the entire month. Think about that. In January of 2018, they launched the CBD line, and it just exploded. A year later, those sales were up to $2 million a month, and it just absolutely has taken on a life of its own. Everybody wants CBD or thinking about CBD. They also purchased ownership in the 10xPure manufacturing company, which is really exciting. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And in early 2019, we did our exploratory scientific endeavor on the 10xPure, and we just recently launched 10xPure Gold Super 1000, which is a complete game changer in the industry. It's specifically formulated for extra strength relief of pain and inflammation. It's also great for anxiety and stress, and we're going to be talking about that. But I have a special guest that has decided to join us tonight. I'm so glad to have her, and that is my good friend, Dr. Robin Sika. She's one of those incredible physicians that generally, people end up at her office when all other approaches have failed, other doctors have failed, and then Robin treats the whole body. She's an MD, but she practices nutritional medicine as well as several others. She's also a CBD expert and has used it successfully in her practice for quite some time. So, Dr. Robin Sika, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so glad to have you on this event.
Hey, Adam, I'm so glad to be here. I absolutely love the direction that CTFO is going in, and super excited to share, what's going on. It's really amazing. I mean, people don't realize, that in all of this noise about CBD and about hemp oil, they don't really understand what's going on. And it turns out that, hemp as well as marijuana have a number of different phytocannabinoids. There's been over 100 identified so far. And, you know, people think of it as like, oh, it's illegal, it's, you know, to get high or whatever. But as it turns out, I mean, the hemp oil only contains a teeny bit of the THC, which is the only component that gives you that high, the psychoactive component. And while it has some health benefits, the other 100 phytocannabinoids, or 100 plus that we've identified, you know, have some really amazing research and scientific evidence as well. And we just haven't, because the cultivation of hemp and the scientific research on phytocannabinoids has been suppressed for many, many, many years. This is all new information, both to us as physicians as well as, you know, to the public. So what excites me about all of this is that I missed, where'd I go? Oh, there we go. Sorry. What really excites me about all of this is that as you look at the research, our bodies have this endocannabinoid system, which is essentially our body's way of maintaining homeostasis. And yet we haven't had any of that information available to us. I mean, I certainly didn't learn about it in medical school. You know, it's not even being taught in medical school today, even though the research has been going on since the late 1980s. They discovered it. They've been working on research on the phytocannabinoids and what they do. But, you know, if you look back in evolution, I mean, this endocannabinoid system has been regulating our health and the health of all mammals and vertebrates going back 600 million years. It's not a small thing. We just didn't understand it. We didn't recognize it. We didn't know why it was there or what it did. And as it turns out, it regulates our neurotransmitters, our nervous system, our immune system, our, you know, literally our pain receptors, everything in the body. So when you look at the benefits of CBD, it starts to sound like snake oil, because it's like, it's good for this and it's good for that. And it's good for, you know, inflammation and pain and insomnia and, you know, cancer and diabetes and blood sugar control and blood pressure control and like everything under the sun. And you go, well, how could that be? And can it really do that? Can CBD really do that? But if you look at the research, it really can, and it does. Not because it's this magical thing, but because all of the components of hemp oil, not just the 100 plus phytocannabinoids, which not just CBD, it's CBDA, CBD, CBN, CBC, CBG, et cetera, plus terpenes, flavonoids, and vitamins and minerals, et cetera, work together to help our bodies restore homeostasis. Homeostasis means balance. It helps our body to restore balance. And that's what's really important, is that taking this, whether you have pain or insomnia or anxiety or not, helps your body to restore homeostasis. In other words, helps your body to restore health. And you can only get that. I mean, I shouldn't say you can only get that. CBD is wonderful, but when you use full spectrum hemp oil, you actually get the benefits of all 100 phytocannabinoids plus the other, you know, synergistic components such as terpenes. You really never want to buy hemp oil that's not organically sourced, because it can actually be toxic, because it absorbs, hemp grows very quickly and it absorbs toxins from the soil. And it's really important that it be extracted by CO2, cold CO2, to preserve the CBDA. As soon as you apply heat or any kind of processing, you lose your CBDA, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. What's the difference between CBD and CBD when you add that little A to it? Really important distinction to understand. GMP certified. I mean, I've been using supplements and nutritional herbs, et cetera, in my practice for over 30 years, almost 35 years. A little scary there. But and it's really, really important to know that what you're buying what you're consuming is what you're paying for, and that it's bioavailable and it's organic and that it's handled in the appropriate manner, so that you're actually, if you're buying a supplement that says it's 100 milligrams of vitamin C, it should have 100 milligrams, give or take a little bit, of vitamin C. Same thing, there have been studies over and over again that show that a lot of the products being marketed as CBD have very little or no CBD in them. And I love this. I love this. For the love of God, please make sure you're buying a good, organic, effective hemp oil that's bioavailable. And we're going to get into that in a minute, because it's really, you can buy stuff at your local gas station or vape shop or whatever, but do you know what you're getting, and do you know whether it's going to be effective for you? I've been researching this and using hemp oil in my practice for a number of years now, and as well as being able to prescribe medical marijuana and seeing, observing patients and how they do with that. And, I have to say that the most effective thing that I've seen in my practice for the widest number of people, the widest number of conditions, is the 10xPure with CBD oil. So 10xPure was patented a number of years ago by a scientist who created this combination of essential fatty acids, which have a number of health benefits of their own: antiviral, antibacterial, prebiotic, etc., antifungal, anti-inflammatory. And then they add oxygen to that, which makes it much more hydrophilic, which means water loving, increases the absorption, the bioavailability, and the potency and the delivery into the brain. And the reason why that's important is that CBD, or hemp oil, only gets about a 6% delivery into your system, only about 6% bioavailability. When you add it to the 10xPure, that brings that bioavailability, meaning the amount that actually what you're paying for is actually getting into your system. That's really critical. And it increases that absorption, so it's going to increase the effectiveness. And then when they looked at the studies, they realized that not only does it increase the absorption and bioavailability of the CBD, but wow, CBDA. CBDA is it's the acid form of CBD. It's cannabidiolic acid, and it is in the unprocessed hemp oil, and it's very effective against pain and inflammation. And it's the precursor to CBD itself. But anytime you take the raw processed hemp and you heat treat it or you process it in any way, that CBDA gets broken down to CBD. And I'm not saying that CBD is not awesome, because it is. It's awesome. It's great. Does all kinds of wonderful things. But the fact is that most, if not all, products on the market do not contain any significant amounts of CBDA. So somehow this 10xPure actually protects the CBDA from being degraded, which allows your body, that CBDA, to get in. And CBDA, there've been a lot of research, and depending on what receptor you're looking at, what enzyme system you're looking at, it's between 100 and 1,000 times more potent than CBDA. But if you don't know how to stabilize it and deliver it into your system, you're going to get none of it from other CBD products. So it's more water soluble, and CBDA is a very potent COX-2 inhibitor. COX-2 is one of the major inflammatory pathways in the body. So when you have this modulation, I'm not going to even say block, because when you talk about drugs, we talk about blocking an enzyme. When you talk about cannabinoids, they modulate things. They modulate these enzyme systems and receptors to optimize health. So, when you look at the modulation of that COX-2 enzyme, and there are drugs out there, some of it's still, some are on the market, some are not. Things like Celebrex, Vioxx was taken off the market, Bextra was taken off the market because they had so many side effects. So here we have something that actually modulates that COX-2 enzyme and massively decreases inflammation with virtually no side effects. It's completely natural. And besides just the COX-2 enzyme, which is one little component of, one little biochemical process in your body, it's doing all these other things like balancing your neurotransmitters to decrease your anxiety and stress, to decrease, to improve your mood and decrease depression, to help you with sleep, which helps your body to rejuvenate overnight. There's all kinds of other things that the CBDA is doing, and that's been documented in studies that it does. And here we have, because of the 10xPure delivery technology, we have both the ability to deliver CBD, but more importantly, the ability to deliver CBDA.
Now, Robin, I want to interrupt you here for a second because this is a brand new product that has just been released. Some people are getting it today. Some got it yesterday, delivered to them, the 10xPure Gold Super 1000. Now, you've been using our 10xPure products in your practice for a while. I know you've gotten great results with a lot of your patients, but this is kind of new. So can you tell us a little bit about, the results that you've been getting in your practice real quick, and then we can kind of talk a little bit more about this product.
So, the addition of the 10xPure, and I've worked with a lot of other CBD products, the addition of the 10xPure and the ability to sustain the delivery of the CBDA into the body is absolutely remarkable in terms of, I can give somebody who has pain or anxiety or whatever a dose in my office under their tongue and see things change within minutes, within 10 minutes, 20 minutes. They're noticing, their tremor decreases, their anxiety, their feeling of stress decreases, their pain decreases. And I can see that, I can observe that right in my office. And what is so exciting to me about CTFO is that they have an awesome product in 10xPure CBD that is several years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, if it's ever reproducible, which it might not be, ahead of the curve in terms of what it's capable of delivering. Did they rest on that? No, they did not. Less than a year later, they came out with 10xPure, Gold, which has more 10xPure. 10xPure in and of itself, the carrier oil, as I mentioned before, has health benefits of its own, irrespective of its CBD content. It's an amazing compound in and of itself, and I've used the components of it over the years of my practice with great success. Then you put the CBD. When I say CBD, I'm talking about the full spectrum with all the 100+ phytocannabinoids and terpenes, et cetera. You put that in there, and all of a sudden now you're delivering all of those things more effectively into the system, and they're all synergistic, so you're going to get a better effect. Now, what CTFO has done is they've decided to add more CBD isolate with the 10xPure, conserving it as CBDA by using more 10xPure.
Robin, let me share with you some of the
benefit. You're still getting the benefit of the hemp oil. You're still getting the benefit of the full spectrum, and now all of a sudden we've ramped it into just an incredible anti-inflammatory pain-killing machine.
Let me thank you, Robin. But let me go into this slide a little bit because it's brand new, and I wanted to kind of go into some detail because I spoke to David D'Arcangelo today, who's our science officer, and he just got back some really interesting information about the lab reports that weren't available before. You've heard, us saying 10 times more CBDA, things like that on some of the calls, and they were trying to be conservative until they got the reports back. But let me break this down for you folks. Most products on the market, most CBD products, most others, have very little to zero CBDA in them at all, okay, very little. And our 10xPure had about, let's say 20 to 50 times the amount of CBDA found in just about any other product, at around 16 milligrams for that entire bottle, okay? Well, this new extra strength relief, Super 1000, the 10xPure Gold, there is now 600 times more CBDA in per serving than in most other CBD on the market. So we're talking about something that's targeting pain and inflammation. There's nothing else on the market like it. We're now competing against, an industry that is 100 million people suffering, a $600 billion marketplace, and we're going to be dominating that marketplace by grabbing a piece of it with this one product alone. This one product that you're looking at on the screen, the Super 1000, is a $1 billion product all by itself. So I want to be real clear about that. Robin, I know you're excited about, trying that one in your office with your patients.
You betcha.
Any last words before we move forward?
I mean, I just have to say that the reason that I love this company is they don't just rest on their laurels. They don't just say, oh, we're going to produce a CBD product. They produce the best CBD product, and then they continue to innovate and innovate and innovate. And they are light years ahead of other companies out there that I've worked with the top nutritional companies in the industry for years, and I don't see anyone innovating like this. It's truly amazing. And with the introduction of this product and the direction they're heading, and the products that are going to be coming down the pike for different indications totally based on science and totally based on being able to deliver a very effective phytocannabinoid to the system that's targeted for whatever the problem is. I mean, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, Robin, thank you so much for taking some time out. We appreciate you being on here. As always, great job. Your knowledge is impeccable. And we'll see you on future, certainly, Zoom events. That's one of our focuses, as you're talking about. We're targeting science-backed cannabinoids. Right now we're targeting pain and inflammation. In the future, we're going to isolate and work on cannabinoids that are good for sleep and anxiety and energy and anti-aging as well. So that's just kind of the way we're moving forward, so we can really separate ourselves from the noise that's out there in the industry. We just recently launched our sunscreen and moisturizer and our aftercare products, which have CBD in them. These are phenomenal products that people are really excited about. And here we are in the middle of summer, perfect timing for that. But everybody is really excited about something coming out in less than 10 days, really, and that's our Extreme Shake. This is not a CBD product, but I want to say something about, shakes like this. This is something that is so highly consumable. Everybody in my house is doing shakes on a daily basis. This one here has really only 3 net carbs in it, 120 calories, extremely keto friendly, whether you're going for ketosis or you just want a great tasting probiotic protein shake. This one is going to fit the bill for you, and it's vanilla, so you can turn it into any flavor you want. There's 15 grams of whey protein blend. Tastes absolutely amazing, loaded with MCTs. Also has 1 billion probiotics and prebiotic fiber, a combination of that, which is incredible for your gut health, which is where 80% of your immune system lives. Soy-free, gluten-free, growth hormone-free. Again, highly, highly consumable. But we went one step further, and CTFO decided we were going to add something called Sensoril. It's a patented product called Sensoril. It's basically ashwagandha, but they use the entire plant. They are the leader in the space. This product, Sensoril, which is in our shake, is supported by 11 human clinical studies. It's a patented combination. It's one of the most well-studied adaptogens, and it'll give you the highest bioavailability of any ashwagandha on the market. But more importantly, every shake that you drink, you're going to be getting the therapeutic dose of Sensoril. We didn't just sprinkle it in so we could say it was there. We're giving you the full amount so you can get these results. And these are the results in the clinical study. So you can expect to get this from drinking the Extreme Shake. So on top of the CBD that you're doing and all the other great things that CTFO has to offer, you're going to be able to lose weight, get into the best shape of your life, have incredible restful sleep, energy, healthy joints. I mean, it's just incredible what it does. Some of the other benefits: better carb metabolism, better immune health, increased metabolism, appetite control, optimized fat burning, and more satiety and less cravings. I've made some incredible shakes in the recent past. that I wanted to share with everybody. And, you know, I got to tell you, you never get bored because depending on what you got in the fridge and around the house, you can make some really amazing things with this product. And people are just going to consume this on a daily basis. So you want to watch your volume go up. Make sure you include the Extreme Shake and let your team know about it and what you're doing in your concoctions as well. There's a great video introduction on that, and you can get to that at tinyurl.com/extreme. Well, to wrap it up and to kind of get to some of the folks I wanted to share with you, you know, we have 75 CBD products. What I love about CTFO is we don't have our big toe in the CBD business. We are all in on the CBD business. Look at all the different categories that we have, an incredible family of products, price points for everybody, product categories for everybody. You know, you're going to find something here for yourself that you really like and things that your family's going to absolutely love and can't live without. My whole family is using these products and they absolutely love them. Hair growth, that itself could be $1 billion industry all by itself. We got this incredible product with Anagain in it, the series of products that do those things that people just, you know, need to have happen these days with thinning hair. Women is one of our biggest markets for that, women with thinning hair. The results that people are getting are absolutely phenomenal with the hair growth products. Our compensation plan, I have a few minutes here. We can cover it real quick just to give you an idea. We have a unilevel comp plan. It pays 20% on all the people you personally introduced. You'll earn 20% on everybody that you introduce into this program. Whatever they order, it's 20% of the CV of those products. What I love about that is it gives you more control over your personal weekly income than any other program I've seen. You know, if you'd like to make an extra $500 to $800 a week in this program, go ahead and give away this incredible free online wholesale CBD dispensary. Give it away to what? You know, 50, 60, 70 people. Just give it away, right? Give it away and you'll be amazed at your income on a weekly basis by just doing that one activity alone. As they start to duplicate and share it with other people that they know, you'll earn 4% down through 5 levels. And that's our unilevel compensation plan, kind of the upfront money in our program. We also have a copyrighted matrix, which is a 3x21 with patented profit sharing positions, which enable you to multiply your income. There's a really great video on the website with Michael Kahn that goes through the entire compensation plan. There's also infinity bonuses, which add an additional 20% available to be paid on your entire organization. All of these 3 ways get paid simultaneously and weekly. As a matter of fact, every Wednesday, today is payday, people getting paid today. Very exciting. Owners are also paid in the same compensation as we are. So if they want a raise, guess what? We get a raise as well. We have a really simple approach, mostly messaging from your phone. Everybody can do it. It's free to do it. And it's really simple. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. That's all you've got to remember. A free online wholesale CBD dispensary. How fast can you give away free? We've gone global. We're in 20 countries right now with more countries on the horizon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got good things happening up in Canada, and we'd love to see the Canadians start to get that product real soon. So we're all just, you know, waiting on Health Canada for that, but we've got a great in there, and it's going to be an amazing ride. But for those of you that, you know, want to build in all these other countries, they're open right now and available. So that's just a little bit about what we're doing here with CTFO. It's really moving very, very quickly.